Surviving the meteor crash. What would happen if Earth was hit by a giant meteor? The idea of a massive meteor crashing into Earth is something many of us fear. But what would actually happen if a meteor were to hit our planet? Let's explore how we would survive, or not, a catastrophic meteor impact. What do you call a meteor shower on Earth? A rock concert gone terribly wrong. What is a meteor and how big does it need to be? A meteor is a small piece of rock or metal that travels through space and enters Earth's atmosphere. Most meteors burn up before hitting the ground, but if one were large enough, it could survive the atmosphere and crash into Earth. To cause mass destruction, a meteor would need to be several kilometers wide, large enough to cause global consequences. The initial impact. Instant destruction. When a large meteor strikes Earth, the impact would release an enormous amount of energy, equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs. The immediate blast would obliterate everything within hundreds of kilometers of the impact site. Buildings, infrastructure, and entire cities would be reduced to rubble in seconds, leaving no chance for survival in the vicinity. The creation of a crater. The impact would create a massive crater, potentially hundreds of kilometers wide, depending on the size of the meteor. The explosion would vaporize a vast amount of rock, and the surrounding area would be scorched, leaving behind a charred wasteland. This event would permanently alter the landscape, with the crater becoming a new feature on Earth. Tsunamis and ocean displacement. If the meteor were to hit an ocean, the impact would cause massive tsunamis that would radiate outward in all directions. These waves could travel across the oceans, inundating coastlines, destroying coastal cities, and killing anyone in their path. Even distant regions could feel the effects of these enormous waves. Atmospheric effects. Global cooling and darkness. The impact would send massive amounts of dust, ash, and debris into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight. This would result in what scientists call an impact winter, where temperatures drop drastically for months or even years. This sudden cooling would disrupt ecosystems, reduce agricultural production, and make survival difficult for many species, including humans. Global firestorms. The intense heat from the meteor's impact could ignite fires across vast areas of land. Forests, grasslands, and cities could catch fire, creating massive firestorms. These fires would further contribute to the destruction, as smoke and ash would block out even more sunlight, worsening the cooling effect and leading to long-term environmental damage. The loss of oxygen and food shortages. With the fires and debris clouding the atmosphere, photosynthesis would be severely affected. Without sunlight, plants would struggle to grow, leading to a collapse in the food supply. With crops dying and the air becoming less breathable, humans would face extreme food shortages, and many species would be at risk of extinction. The extinction event theory. Large meteor impacts are believed to have caused some of the Earth's past mass extinctions, such as the event that wiped out the dinosaurs. If the meteor is large enough, it could cause an extinction-level event, eliminating a significant portion of life on Earth. While humans might survive in isolated regions, the collapse of ecosystems would be devastating for the planet. The role of impact in shaping life on Earth. Ironically, some scientists believe that meteor impacts have also played a role in shaping life on Earth. After the extinction of the dinosaurs, for example, mammals thrived and evolved into the diverse species we see today. If a meteor impact were to occur, it could potentially open the door for new forms of life to emerge and dominate the planet in the long term. Survival strategies. Would we be ready? Currently, there are no global preparedness plans for a large meteor impact, though efforts are underway to detect and track near-Earth objects, NEOs, that could pose a threat. If an impact were imminent, governments might attempt to evacuate the affected regions, or attempt to use technology to deflect the meteor, but the effectiveness of these strategies is still uncertain. Deflecting or destroying the meteor. Feasible solutions? There have been theoretical discussions on how to prevent a meteor impact. Suggestions range from nuclear explosions to deflect the meteor, using spacecraft to nudge it off course, or even using lasers to vaporize it. However, none of these methods have been tested in real-world scenarios, and the scale of the problem makes it difficult to find a guaranteed solution. How likely is a meteor strike? While the risk of a catastrophic meteor impact is low, it is not zero. Large impacts occur on timescales of millions of years, but smaller impacts, capable of causing regional devastation, are more likely. Scientists continue to monitor near-Earth objects and improve early warning systems to help predict and possibly mitigate these risks in the future. What would happen to society after the impact? After a meteor crash, society as we know it would likely collapse. With no government, communication, or infrastructure, survival would depend on local resources and the ability to adapt. Small communities or groups of survivors might form, but rebuilding civilization would take generations. Technology, knowledge, and agriculture would be set back by centuries. A meteor crash large enough to cause widespread destruction would have catastrophic consequences, ranging from the immediate obliteration of cities to long-term global cooling and food shortages. While the chances of such an event happening are small, it would be a world-altering disaster. Understanding the potential effects and preparing for the worst could help us mitigate the impact, but ultimately, survival would be a challenge for all life on Earth. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe for more.